Me, you can reach me out on Facebook or on michaelkielbada.com. Check out See the Sky in November, the 9th to the 11th this year. And if you have any questions, you'll reach out to Cheryl Lyons or myself, and we'll be happy to help you out. As far as this class was for today, we talked about the way we connect together, the way we actually communicate, and the mirroring effect. So what that happens, it's a very powerful thing when you mirror a partner, whether it be in dance, whether it be in life. Wonderful things happen with this, especially the way we talk about it today. So first off, starting off with just some basic concepts, understanding the physical and the mental and the actual connection with the partner, the emotional part of it, is that we have positional concepts for the physical aspect of it, and this has to do with where you place your foot, and so it just provides context to what to do. So for example, we have a cross tap, we have a diagonal, and a diagonal is something you can do with a partner in front of you. You can mix and match this up, and you're trying to match each other as you're doing it. So the key is to watch what your partner is doing, have person A communicate to person B, and then flip that role so that you're doing the same. Yeah, so they're going to communicate with me, and I would watch what they're doing, and then try to copy effectively. If I can't correctly with the exact movement, just stay on time. So if, for example, they go forward and I go back, I'm like, oops, I'll try that again, and then kind of reconnect. And there will be always a momentary glitch where you have to kind of reset to do the next movement. So as a leader, I want to convey to my partner very clearly that I'm changing. As an example, side taps, I'm going to go and forward taps. The first one they might get, they might not. Then by the second one, it should be on to the game. Yeah, so that's the idea. Is to be very clear and not to ever changing, otherwise it gets very confusing. Secondly on that was actually where you look. So a couple of good questions about the positioning of your body. As a follower, I can look up from the sternum, from the waist all the way up to the head. That provides context as to the entire body. Typically, the other sternum is pretty good on the back, so you can see the entire body movement. As a leader, you can be careful with that, obviously. So I like to go more the neckline, more along the clavicle, and then from there up into the head. And I can see pretty much peripherally all the way to the feet, to the floor. And every so often, I might indicate from my head or from my eyes that I'm going to be shifting direction. So I'll go right, and then I'll put my foot. Then to my left, and I'll put my foot. So my head will turn slightly as my foot goes out, so I can really bring attention to that side. And so we'll demonstrate this in a moment. The second part of that was also, don't be afraid to check in with your partner. Don't be afraid to actually look at your partner at times. It's a very important part of this. If you don't, you'll be dancing here or too internally. So do connect with a partner in that way, and don't be afraid to look in each other's eyes and then disengage just slightly. So to demonstrate that one time, I'm going to show you just the footwork drill. So again, we're going to relax in front, do a quick little tap. I'm going to be very clear with the direction I'm going to be tapping. Try to keep up. Direction changes. And across, tap, and so we're moving on through and stopping there. Now she's going to do the same to me. And I watch where she's at. She's very clear. Ooh, good change. Yeah, and so you can see how all of a sudden I'm not sure what she's going to do, but for the most part, if it's slow enough, I can pick up, and then you build your speed this way. The second drill is where you look. So again, the sternum, the clavicle, and then from the head, you can see the entire body movement. And if you're dancing your patterns, for example, kind of watch what's happening in the body and try to be peripheral but present, and then check in. I'll disengage for a second. I'll re-engage. We're good. Back to the basic. I'll re-engage, and I'll be very clear. We're going to do something different. I'll then kind of indicate to the head, and then we're good again. Cool. Now we're back to more basic, and we can move from there. So again, it's all about checking in at times with partner. The last part of that was also, what do you do if? And so what do you do if the leader goes like this and says, dance, right, for the follower? If she's dancing and she wants to let me know she's done, she'll anchor out of it, and then 1 and 2, I just step right out. Now make sure leaders, when you do that, step out correctly on count 1 or 3 or 5 or 7, which is typically your correct count. So you go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now if the leader's playing, for example, or giving her space from here, and I'm moving around and kind of giving a tap step, if I'm dancing, all of a sudden, I don't just want to move back right away. I want to make sure and check in with her. Is she stable? Is she balanced? Is she good? Okay. And 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So always kind of check in with your partner. Make sure that you're both engaged properly. And then from there, you can now make magic. Thanks, guys. Awesome job.